Hi, Dad. Hi, Colette. Thanks for hopping on. We're going to go ahead and get started.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. All right. So thank you guys for joining. Hopefully, will you give me a thumbs up? You can hear me? Tori, you're going to have to. Yeah? Awesome. Okay. So why don't we start as usual in a comfortable seated position. If there's any props you'd like to grab, go ahead and reach for those. Okay, just a minute. Tori, you have to go. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, nice and relaxed. The top of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. And maybe sitting cross-legged so the fingertips are nice and gentle. And we'll begin breathing and grounding down into our practice. So a nice full deep breath in through the nose. And long full exhale out through the mouth. And we'll continue with that breath. So maybe inhaling for a count of 4. And maybe we just try holding for a count of 2 or 3. And a long full exhale out, maybe a count of 4 or 5. Let's do that a couple more times. So using your breath, nice deep breath in. Hold at the top. And big long exhale out through the mouth. So as you do that a few more times, let's check into the physical body. And notice where you're holding any tension or maybe forcing something to happen. See if you can kind of allow that area to soften and let go. And then just check in with yourself. Notice how you're doing and you're feeling. And before we even start through the physical practice, allow yourself to have a moment and just feel grateful that you have arrived here on your yoga mat to continue the practice. And again, full deep breath, big inhale. And long exhale out. Go ahead and gently blink the eyes open if they were closed. Let's take a full breath in, big inhale. Reach the arms up nice and high to the ceiling. And as you exhale, interlace your fingers together and big exhale, press your palms up towards the ceiling. So we're kind of stretching out the side of the body and the arms. Big breath, inhale. Exhale, curl your spine and press the palms forward. Let the chin hug towards your chest. 3 more times. Inhale, press up, so sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, curl your spine. Hug your belly button towards your spine, relax your neck. And again, inhale, palms press up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, press your palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend your elbows, let your hands come to the base of the skull. Let the elbows maybe start to open up to a space behind you so the front of your body can open up a bit more if that feels all right. And if it feels okay, letting the head and neck start to maybe gently tip up and your gaze begins to creep towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, gently release, let that go. Let your arms just rest down to the mat. And inhale, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Big stretch with your left hand. Exhale, reach over to your right. We're really lengthening through your left fingertips. Maybe your gaze is up at the ceiling. Option to drop down to your right forearm. Use an inhale to lengthen out a bit more if you can. And on an exhale, notice if you can reach just a bit farther. On your next exhale, gently float your way back up through center and let your left hand rest on the mat Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, reach over to your left. Pause for a moment, take another inhale. And then exhale, go a bit deeper, stretch a bit more, maybe drop down to your left forearm. Feel a side stretch through that right side body, right around the hip and the ribs. And another inhale. And exhale, come on right up back through center. And staying here for a second, let's reach for our right foot and knee. Go ahead and grab that with both your hands. And start gently rocking back and forth. So here we're warming up the hip. And if you'd like a deeper stretch, you can wrap your shin in your arms and interlace the hands here. And maybe squeeze that shin in and let your spine keep lengthening up towards the ceiling. And just gently rocking back and forth, working on keeping your heart still open. And let's go ahead and gently drop your right hand down to the floor for support to lengthen out that left leg. Awesome. And then we can rock just a couple more times here. And we're going to bring your right foot up and over the left. Plant your right foot on the mat. Take an inhale. We're going to take a twist over towards our right. Big inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, twist over to your right. Looking over that right shoulder, take another breath in. And exhale, let the exhale float you back towards your middle. Take a breath in. And then exhale, just keep going and twist over towards your left. Just to balance ourselves out here. Awesome. Right back through center. Seated tree. So you can actually even leave your right foot, kind of rest it in almost on the thigh if you want to see how that feels. Or if you'd like, you can drop your right foot down on the ground completely. And the right sole of your foot is in the left thigh. So whatever one you'd like. And then we can inhale, reach and lengthen up. And exhale, reach for your left foot. Still working on your spine staying straight, your heart staying open, and feeling that stretch through your left leg. And let's press back up. And reach for your left leg, so we'll switch our sides. Again, using the hands or interlacing the shin in your arms. Inhale as you squeeze in, let your heart lift up a bit as you lift up towards the ceiling. And gently rock from side to side. Option to stay like this, or if you'd like, support yourself and kick out your right foot. And bring your left leg up and over your right leg. And we'll come into our spinal twist. So let the spine lengthen up towards the ceiling. Big inhale, reach your right arm up. And exhale, twist. Noticing if you're using too much force here. Another big breath in. Exhale, come back through center. And go over to your other side. Gentle twist over towards the right, glancing over the right shoulder. And then coming right back through center and dropping into that seated tree. I need to just get rid of my cat for a second. George, get out of here. Okay, so seated tree with the right leg long. Okay. So the left leg is bent, right leg is out long, right? Okay, inhale, reach the right arm up, or reach your arms up. And exhale, fold and reach over your right leg, reaching for the right foot. for a deeper stretch. If you've got the foot, you can kind of pull the toes towards your face to feel a bit of a deeper stretch through your right hamstring. Awesome, and go ahead and let's lift back up and sit in a seated position and warm up the neck. Take that right ear to your right shoulder. And as you move through, just keep things movable. So we're gentle in the elbows, the fingertips, maybe you let the chin drop down towards the chest. You find your way over to the other side, so left ear, left shoulder. And just feeling it out as you land here in this stretch. And then maybe back over to the other side. Maybe you tilt the head back and bring the chin up towards the ceiling. And then finding your way right back towards center. Why don't we go ahead and come into our child's pose. Letting the knees come to the edges of your mat and really softening through your hips, letting them drop down towards the heels. Maybe the big toes to touch if that feels okay. And either reaching the hands forward on your mat or letting them come back by your side. So allowing the forehead to come in contact with something. Okay, please get away, animals. We're reaching the hands forward. Let the chest drop down to the floor. Right. Okay, we're having an animal issue, unfortunately. Riley, come here. Okay, staying in your child's pose, maybe reach the fingertips forward a bit more. Maybe you press the finger pads into the mat. And then as you press into that, bring some length to the spine and let the hips drop towards your heels a bit more. Oh my gosh, thank you for bearing with me, everyone. Okay, one more full deep breath in. Big cleansing exhale out. Okay, let's press up to tabletop position. So we've got the shoulders stacked right over the wrists. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Hands and knees are about shoulder width distance apart. And let's just come into some cat-cow briefly. As you inhale, let the tummy drop to the floor. And maybe bring your gaze up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, press into the hands, round the spine. Let the belly button hug towards your spine. Tuck the chin as you exhale. And inhale again. Find your way into your cow pose. So the belly button drops, gaze is up towards the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale to your cat. Pressing the mat away from you and curling in your spine. So let's do that a few more times. Your breath, your pace. Maybe you kind of take some shakes from side to side with the hips. Maybe flowing through one more cat-cow, and then we'll find our way to a neutral tabletop. All right, so coming back to a neutral tabletop, we're using our core. Hug your belly button in and kick the right foot back behind you. Flex your right toes down towards the ground. And you've got the option to stay right here like this, or begin to reach your left hand forward. And so whatever's in contact with the floor, with the mat, you're really pressing into it. That way we're not dropping into our shoulders or our hips. Kicking out through this back right heel, flexing the toes. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, drop your left hand underneath the left shoulder. Keep the right leg long and drop the right toes for a calf stretch. Maybe leaving your left knee on the mat, inching your hands forward a little bit and really kind of pressing into the finger pads. and letting the right heel drop to the floor. And then from here, lift the right leg up and drop it up and over the left leg. And then take a glance over at the left shoulder. And find your way back, neutral tabletop position. And to the other side here, so extend the left foot back behind you, flex your left toes, active in the core. And if you'd like, reach the right arm forward, so thumb up towards the ceiling, really lengthening through the fingertips. And continue with a nice steady breath, and we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Bring the left toes to the back edge of the mat. Start working your left heel down towards the floor, press into the hands. Allow the neck to stay neutral, so either allowing it to sort of hang heavy or maybe just letting your gaze come between the two hands. Go ahead and lift that left foot and bring the left leg up and over the right. So drop your left toes to the floor, gaze over your right shoulder. Awesome. Stay for another breath. And exhale, come back, tabletop position. Let's come into downward facing dog. So bring the fingertips forward a bit and let the hands stay hips width distance apart. Tuck the toes under, bend the knees in, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Stay soft through your knees, soft through the elbows. And send the chest back towards your thighs. From here, maybe we pedal the feet out, so we bend one knee, maybe straighten the other leg. Working our way with the heel, working its way down towards the ground. Really want to be engaging our finger pads in our downward facing dog. Really engaging through the arms, and the head and neck is hanging heavy. Modification for down dog is just dropping the forearms into a dolphin pose. So from our downward facing dog, why don't we take a nice big inhale and let's roll up to a high plank. So kind of lengthening out through the spine. So the top of the head is reaching straight ahead, and we've got a straight line of energy through the spine, the legs, and the heels. You can always drop the knees here, and we're really using our core. So let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Big exhale as you drop your knees. Bend the elbows a bit, flip onto the tops of the feet, and sink your hips. And let's just feel this opening for a moment. And maybe you look over the right shoulder and the left shoulder. And then we come back to center, bend the elbows, really press into the hands, open up the front of the body, breath in. And exhale, breath out. Tuck the toes, bend the knees, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. And from here, let's step our right foot forward between the two hands to a low lunge. So we usually do this from tabletop, but we decided to do it from downward facing dog today. So option to drop the back knee. Your right toes are facing forward with the ankle right underneath the knee. Perfect. Leave the left hand down on the floor and take a big inhale. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lower down and switch your side. So let the breath be your guide on this. As you inhale, reach that left arm up. And exhale, lower down. And then you're gonna inhale, reach up. Then you've always got the option for a half bind, kind of helps open up the shoulder a bit more, so the back of your right hand is coming to your low back and that right shoulder is maybe opening a bit more. And on your next exhale, gently lower your right hand down and switch your sides. And option for a half bind here as well. And exhale, bring your left hand back down. Both hands are down on the mat and shift the hips back for your runner's stretch. Working on straightening through your front right leg and flex your right toes towards your face. And from here, begin to bend your right knee and bring your right foot back down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. We're going to lift up sort of into a pyramid pose. So step the back foot up and out a bit. Both your hands are staying on the mat. And you're folding over your right thigh. And if this is not feeling okay, definitely feel free to bend the knees. And if you're feeling off balance, situate the feet so like you're on train tracks. And really press into the feet, so ground down through the heel and the mound of the big toe. And allow the upper body to fold, so relax through the head. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. We'll come into a balancing pose here. So leave the right foot down on the mat. And let's lift the left leg. So maybe shift your hands forward for some more support. So here we are, we've got a standing split. So for standing split, we're lifting your left heel up towards the ceiling and allow your upper body to really start to fold towards that right foot. So we're letting the neck hang heavy, and the kind of advanced version of this pose would be bringing your hands off the mat and wrapping them actually around the right ankle. And so then all we've got on the floor is that right foot, so maybe you can try that out. Let's hold for another breath. Inhale. Exhale, soften through your knees, forward fold. So bring both feet parallel down on the mat. And come into ragdoll, grab opposite elbows. Soften through your belly, soften through the knees, and on an exhale, notice if you can just fold a little bit deeper. And from here, go ahead, release your hands down towards the mat. Let's step back to a high plank. Again, so the fingertips are spread nice and wide. The wrists are right underneath the shoulders. Hopefully the dog will lay down so you guys can see me in a second. And let's exhale, drop the knees, drop the hips. So we're kind of sinking into that upward facing dog. I am so sorry that these animals are so out of control tonight. Again, looking over the right shoulder and the left shoulder, big exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Can you lay down? And from your downward facing dog, soften through the knees. And step your left foot forward. We're gonna come into those side twists again. Lay down. Okay, thank you. So left foot forward, let's put both hands down on the mat. Option to leave the back knee lifted or down on the mat. Okay, right hand down. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. And with breath, inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Option for a half bind here on either side. Inhale and reach. Excuse me. And on your next exhale, come on back to center and go to the other side one more time. allowing the movements to sort of stay, excuse me, soft and fluid and gentle. On the exhale, both hands back down towards the mat, and shift your hips back for your runner's stretch. Again, deepening your stretch by folding deeper over your left leg. And go ahead, bend your left knee, bring your left foot to the floor, tuck your back toes under, lift your hips up, and step your right foot up and out slightly. Press into the feet, work on straightening through the legs if that's feeling okay, and fold your upper body over your left leg. Beginning to shift forward into your standing split, so staying grounded down through your left foot. Lifting your right heel up towards the ceiling, maybe creeping your hands forward a bit more if you feel more supported that way with them kind of a bit out in front of you. Fold in your upper body and let the right heel continue lifting towards the ceiling. Option from here is bringing both your hands, or maybe we try one hand first to that left ankle, and then option to maybe try both, see how that feels. Hug the belly button towards the spine, continue to fold for 3, 2, and 1. Big exhale, lower down, forward fold. Let both the feet land on the mat, hips width distance apart, bend the knees. And let the spine and the top of the head lengthen down towards the mat so you feel a really nice stretch through the back. And from here, let's bring our feet to the edges of the mat, and we will actually drop down to sort of a squat pose. So the feet are kind of at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Spine is still lengthening up towards the ceiling, and I'm just kind of rocking from side to side. So I've got my hands down on the mat for support. And maybe movement isn't your thing tonight, so you've always got the option to just remain still. And from here, actually drop down. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So bring your bottom to the mat. Pinch, creep your feet forward a bit so the hands and feet should be hips width distance apart. My fingertips are facing towards my heels. Press into the feet, press into the hands, lift the hips up. And the chin is either hugging in towards the chest, kind of somewhere maybe in the middle, or if it feels okay on the neck, you can let it drop back. Only if that feels okay though. And exhale, gently lower down, so lower your hips down. And from here, let's sit into boat pose. So we'll stay as we are and we'll work on lifting our feet and our hands. So for some support, the hands can reach underneath your knees. You've always got the option to kind of maybe leave a foot on the floor. We're really using our core, puffing the chest up and out. And we continue to lift. So notice where things can keep kind of moving and lifting. Maybe the feet or the arms will hold for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower all the way down. You can actually come into a full body stretch. So let the arms reach up overhead. Take a big inhale, and we'll come into that boat pose again. Breath in. And exhale, breath out and sit up. So hands can always reach right underneath the hamstrings. Again, kind of puffing the chest out, lift the chin a bit, and use the core. And breathe. Notice if you want to keep kind of going or trying and lifting for 3, 2, And one, slowly exhale, lower down, full body stretch, reach through the toes and fingertips. Take an inhale. And exhale, bow pose. We'll sit up again. Last time here. And from here, if you'd like, you can bring your hands together in a prayer position, and we'll just do some twists to the right and the left. So totally optional. Continue with breath, and we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big exhale, lower, lower down. Full body stretch. Awesome, and from here, let's go ahead and gently sit up. So we'll come into some forward folding poses. So leave the legs out long in front of you. Maybe flex the toes towards the face. And big inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold and reach for the feet. Always knowing that bending your knees is an option if straight legs isn't feeling good. And then we'll switch it up. Bring the soles of the feet together after you sit back up. Sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale. Maybe you let the heart lead the way as you begin to fold the chest towards the feet. And go ahead and lift back up. And now we're going to actually, let's step forward to the front of our mat and let the feet stay hips width distance apart and just come into a forward fold. And from here, come into monkey pose or gorilla pose. So for monkey pose, peace fingers will grab the big toes, the palms face towards one another. And you engage through the arms and pull the chest down. For gorilla pose, slip the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. So the toes are up towards the wrist crease. Again, knees are bent. We're softening through that belly and just releasing through the head and neck. And then notice if you'd like to try lifting the hips a bit higher and kind of bending less through the knees, so that will get you a deeper stretch through the hamstrings. And on the next exhale, let that go. So remove the hands wherever they are. And we will move through some half sun salutation. So inhale, breath in. Bring the hands to your shins and pull the heart forward. The hips pull back behind. And the shoulders pull away from the ears. As you exhale, fold forward. And 2 more times. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Spine is nice and straight. Top of the head, reaching ahead. And exhale, fold. Rising all the way up, press through your feet. Let the chin hug towards the chest. Big inhale. And reach the arms up. Maybe the hips press forward. A little baby back bend here. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Gaze up towards the ceiling if it feels okay. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, flat spine. And exhale, fold. Last time here, press through the feet. Inhale, reach and rise up. And then use your exhale to fold forward. Stay in a forward fold. Soft through the knees. Bring the right hand between the two feet. Start to straighten a bit through your left leg and keep a soft bend through your right knee and twist and reach up with your left hand. We've actually got an option for a half bind here too, if that feels okay or you want to try that. So the back of the left hand comes to the low back and maybe it kind of helps open that left shoulder a bit more. And only if it feels good, take another breath. Exhale, fold. Bend both knees equally now, fold forward. And bring your left hand to between the two feet. Bend through your left knee, straighten through that right leg, and let's reach up. So go ahead and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And if this stretch is ever feeling too much, bringing a yoga block between your two feet here and letting your left hand be on a yoga block might also feel good. Option for a half bind that feels okay on your shoulder. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's step the left foot back. We're going to come into a crescent lunge. So we've got all 10 toes facing forward. The back leg is pretty straight. If you'd like, you can drop the back knee to the floor for support. So see what feels good with your back knees. Sometimes I like really lifting through my hamstring and knee up towards the ceiling. Other times I like kind of having a soft bend in it. So we're really grounding down through the feet, lifting up in the heart. If it's feeling okay, go ahead and reach both arms up towards the ceiling. So here we are, crescent lunge, grounded down through the bottom half and really light in our upper body, gazing straight ahead. Take a breath in and forward challenge. Big exhale, twist towards your right, and we're opening through our arms and belly. So reaching through the fingertips. And then inhale back, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Let's do that 2 more times. As you exhale, twist open towards the right. If you'd like to open up the arms and hands, you can go ahead and go for that. You've got your right arm reaching towards the back edge of your mat, your left hand reaching forward. And float back to center, crescent lunge, both arms reach up, inhale. And exhale, last time here, twist and open up. Back to your crescent lunge, reach both arms up. Exhale, drop your hands down, a hand on either side of the foot, and drop your back knee down. Come into deepest lunge, so walk your right foot out towards the right edge of the mat, bringing your right hand on the inside of that foot. And now adjust yourself so that you're kind of feeling okay. I like to kind of bring my right foot forward a bit, so my right ankle's underneath my right knee. Maybe scoot your knee back a bit so you can really kind of melt into the hips. For a deeper stretch, you can drop down to your forearms. And from here, press back up into the hands. Let's kind of lift that back knee up. We're going to step back to a high plank. So really press into the hands and send your right leg back to your high plank. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, drop your knees and drop the hips. And opening up here for a moment. Go ahead, tuck your back toes under and lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Spreading those fingertips nice and wide, pressing through the finger pads. Breath in. Exhale, breath out. Begin walking your feet up towards your hands to the top of your mat. Inhale and lift halfway. Spine is flat, shoulders pull away from the ears. And as you exhale, fold. Bring both your hands down to the mat and step back with your right foot, and we'll set up for crescent lunge on the other side. Okay, adjust yourself as needed here. If you aren't feeling balanced, definitely separate the feet a bit so that it's like they're on train tracks. That can kind of help with the balance. Press down through the feet. The left leg is bent. Back knee can always be dropped to the floor. And we're really grounding down. Find some focus point in the front ahead of you and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. You can stay here. We'll take a twist and open up to the left. Take a breath in and exhale, twist. So the arms can open as well. Getting a nice twist through the belly. Awesome. Inhale, come on back, crescent lunge. Breath in. And exhale, twist and open arms and belly. Come on back, crescent lunge. Last time here, big breath in. And exhale, open up. Hug that belly button towards the spine. Stay powerful through the legs. Lovely. Come back, last time here, crescent lunge. Go ahead and reach the fingers up towards the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Support yourself and lower your right knee down to the mat. Walk your left foot out towards the left edge of that mat and bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. So we'll take deepest lunge. Getting a nice opening and stretch through the right quadricep, opening through the left hips, option to drop to your forearms. Let the head soften, taking another deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Press into your hands, tuck your back toes under, lift that back knee. We will step back to that high plank. And from here, press back downward facing dog. You can either take a nice jump forward with the feet to the hands, or just walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, and we will lower down and bring ourselves down to lay down and kick it up to a waterfall pose, feet right up towards the ceiling. Go ahead, bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. We'll come into a reclined pigeon pose. So cross your right leg over your left knee. Maybe flex your right foot if you'd like, and then hug your left leg in so the hands interlace around your left hamstring. Allowing the upper body to just relax, kind of heavy down on the mat. And then switching your sides. And even though the practice is coming to an end, kind of noticing and making sure that you're still sort of in the practice, staying focused and present, and allowing yourself to experience this pose fully. So just noticing any sensations that might be happening. And then keep the knees bent, but bring the feet to the floor, and we'll just let the knees kind of roll over towards the right. And then when you're ready, up and over towards the left. So this is kind of like a modified spinal twist a little bit, and we're just kind of loosening up the hips. All right, hug your knees into your chest, big squeeze in. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, release and let everything go. We'll come into our final resting pose, so letting the feet fall comfortably to the corners of the mat, maybe. Letting the hands either maybe rest on your belly or just kind of out straight with the palms face up towards the ceiling. Final resting pose. Go ahead and close the eyes down and return to a natural rhythm of breath, and allow yourself to soften. We'll stay here for just a moment. And there's always the option, of course, to stay in your final resting pose for much longer if you'd like. Begin to hug your knees into your chest again. Give yourself a squeeze on a big inhale. Big exhale out. And let's bring it up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe rocking front to back, getting some momentum. And maybe sitting cross-legged here, we will do a nice big inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands to heart center. And relax the shoulders down the back. May you invite in peace, love, and joy. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Julie, thank you for putting up with these crazy animals.